There is a combination hundreds of millions of people use every day, and almost nobody is talking about what it does to the ecosystem inside your gut. Diet soda, sugar-free gum, zero-cal sweetener in coffee, combined with an SSRI. Two things that seem unrelated, both targeting the same system. The place where 70% of your immune system lives, where 90% of your serotonin is produced, where trillions of bacteria determine how you feel every single day. Separately, each one alters your gut microbiome. Together, the research is newer, the implications are larger, and almost nobody taking both has been told. Character holds up diet soda and pill. These interact. Gut microbiome, already aware, has been for a while, just waiting for someone to ask. Your gut microbiome, approximately 38 trillion microorganisms living in your large intestine. They outnumber your human cells. They collectively weigh about 2 kilograms. This is not a passive collection. The microbiome produces neurotransmitters, trains your immune system, regulates inflammation, and communicates with your brain via the vagus nerve. Called your second genome, biological code running in parallel with your DNA, influencing outcomes your DNA doesn't fully determine. 2 codes, 1 body. Character, they've been in there the whole time. Biology, the whole time. And I can feel them? Especially those effects. Microbiome, waving cheerfully. 2022, cell study, 4 artificial sweeteners alter the human gut microbiome after just 2 weeks of normal consumption. Controlled human trial, all 4 tested. All 4 changed. Sweeteners reach the colon largely unabsorbed. Your small intestine can't process them. There they interact with bacteria as environmental chemicals. Not food, not familiar. Bacteria. What are you, sweetener? 0 calories. Bacteria. That's not what I asked. Sweetener. I'm not something you've encountered before. Bacteria. Concerned. Most disrupted microbiomes also showed the biggest blood sugar impact. A 0-calorie product affecting blood sugar via the gut. A mechanism that was not on the label. SSRIs were designed to act on the brain. The discovery that they also profoundly affect the gut microbiome was not part of the design. It was a finding that arrived afterward. 2018, Nature study, SSRIs have direct antimicrobial properties. They inhibit gut bacteria growth directly, not as a downstream effect. The drug itself acts as an antimicrobial agent. The irony, SSRI is increased brain serotonin. But 90% of serotonin is produced by gut bacteria. SSRI is reduced the population that produces what they're optimizing. Bacteria. We make the serotonin. SSRI. I know. Bacteria. You're going to affect us. SSRI. That wasn't in the plan. Bacteria. We know. A professional acknowledgement. The gut-brain axis. Bidirectional communication between gut and brain via vagus nerve, immune system, hormones, and bacterial neurotransmitters. Both directions, always active. When the microbiome changes, the signals it sends to the brain change. Changes in bacteria change what gets produced and sent upward. GABA, serotonin precursors, dopamine precursors. Gut and brain aren't separate systems that sometimes interact. They're one system in 2 locations. Gut dysbiosis directly worsens anxiety and depression through neurochemical pathways. 90% of your serotonin is produced in the gut by cells responding to gut bacteria signals, not in the brain, in the gut. The number most people are surprised by. When the microbiome is disrupted, gut serotonin production changes. The signal to the brain changes. Mood and emotional regulation respond to that changed signal. Gut. We're at reduced serotonin capacity. Brain. Since when? Gut. Since the diet soda started. Diet soda, in the background, not saying anything, knows what it did. If this is new, and statistically it probably is, subscribe to Long Life Lab. Every Thursday, 2 seconds, free. Your microbiome will not notice. Your brain might. Subscribe button and kimchi jar. Both, do both. Same recommendation energy as last video with the water glass. The fermented item changes. The advice, consistent. People on SSRIs are often consuming artificial sweeteners daily, trying to eat better. Diet soda with lunch, 0 cal in coffee, sugar-free yogurt. healthy choices, same gut. Nobody connected these two inputs. Not the doctor, not the label, not the pharmacist. A genuine gap in what science knows versus what people are told. SSRI and sweetener arrive at the gut simultaneously. Gut bacteria. Oh, both of you today? Both. We come regularly. Gut. I know. We've been meaning to discuss this. Both compounds affect bacterial population, diversity, and metabolite production simultaneously in the same ecosystem. A compounding effect that almost nobody taking both knows about. 1 in 6 Americans takes a psychiatric drug. Majority, antidepressants. Artificial sweetener consumption, all-time high. The demographic overlap is not hypothetical, it's widespread. People managing depression often actively seek healthier choices, which frequently means artificially sweetened products. Good intention, unintended biological consequence. Gut bacteria, managing a complex waiting room, SSRI pill, sweetener molecules, stress hormone, processed food particle. Very professional. Increasingly tired. Absolute best with what it has. The twist. The gut microbiome may determine how well antidepressants work. Not just a bystander. The engine the treatment depends on to actually function. 2019, Nature Microbiology, specific gut bacteria metabolize certain antidepressants into their active forms. Without the right bacteria, drug is absorbed but not fully activated.
Identical
2 people,
setup.
same SSRI, same dose, different microbiomes,
Activation,
different outcomes.
Outcomes,
What looks like individual drug variation
the source
is
of
partly microbial variation. If sweeteners are disrupting the bacteria that activate the antidepressant, the healthy choice is undermining the treatment. 1 body, 2 inputs, unintended interaction. SSRI, I need those bacteria. Diet soda, about those bacteria. Gut, we'll work something out. Nothing about this is fine. Everyone is working something out. Prebiotic fiber, inulin, pectin, resistant starch, feeds bacterial species linked to better mental health and more effective drug metabolism. The foundation of microbiome support. Fermented foods, kimchi, kefir, sauerkraut, plain yogurt, shown in clinical trials to increase microbial diversity and reduce inflammatory markers. 2021 Stanford, more effective than high fiber alone. Gut microbiome after kimchi. Finally, something we know what to do with. Previously reduced species, returning. Diversity meter rising. The ecosystem responding to something familiar. Polyphenols, berries, dark chocolate, green tea, olive oil, act as selective prebiotics, feeding beneficial bacteria. Also shown to increase diversity in clinical populations. On sweeteners, research doesn't say stop everything. It says be aware, reduce where easy, prioritize water and whole fruit. The calibrated response to emerging science. On antidepressants, do not stop or reduce medication without your prescribing physician. The medication matters. The goal is supporting the biological substrate it depends on. Microbiome is responsive. Studies show meaningful diversity improvement within 3 to 4 weeks of dietary change. It responds to inputs. It can be supported. It is not fixed. Character. So what changes? Science, awareness, kimchi, your doctor conversation. 3 specific things, not a wholesale life revision. 3 manageable things. Summary. Microbiome influences brain chemistry, immunity, and drug effectiveness. Sweeteners alter it. Antidepressants alter it. The combination, used at scale with almost no public awareness. More fiber, more fermented foods, more awareness, more doctor conversation. Not panic, information. The 2 are different things, and only one of them is useful. Diet soda, present throughout this entire video. Said nothing, has heard everything, has no scientific rebuttal. The quiet dignity of a product that has been thoroughly discussed. Subscribe. New Long Life Lab every 3 days. Drop in the comments. Do you take an SSRI, use artificial sweeteners, or both? Understanding how widespread this combination actually is. Stay curious. Eat something fermented. Reconsider the diet soda. Not because it's evil, but because now you understand where it goes. See you Thursday. Bye.